Okay, here we are in front of our Bead Wire Remover model BWR5-1 from EECO. And we're just going to go through the 3 most important aspects of this machine to ensure that you have an enjoyable experience with it and get the most out of the production rate available from this machine. So the first most important thing is that we always need to make sure that you have a very sharp blade that you're using inside the blade holder. All right, and this blade holder moves in and out to meet the bead of each sidewall. The typical measurement that we recommend to start with is to have the stick out, or the very tip of the blade, relative to the some common reference point that you always use to measure from. It's typically the valley of the V groove here, to be anywhere between 3/8 of an inch up to, but usually no more than 1/2 of an inch. And you can adjust that setting by loosening the set screws. There are 2 on this side of a blade holder, and then there are 2 on this side of the blade holder in there. And those 4 set screws clamp the blade to prevent it from sliding. Okay, the second setting that we want to pay attention to is the gap between the 2 diffusers. This gap should always be parallel, as you see here. And the common setting that we recommend is the gap to be 3/8 of an inch. You can adjust this gap by moving the outside diffuser, by loosening the 3 bolts that mount it to the blade arm, and then you can use these set screws to press up against the side of this diffuser to push it closer to the inner diffuser, or you can thread them out and slide this diffuser outward to open this gap. The third important factor of this machine is that you have good drive wheel ribs that you're using. If those ribs are too worn, the sidewall and bead will slip a lot on these internal ribs. These are a special material, so they are harder than a common mild steel, and you can order them through us. They are replaceable. You just have to remove this ring, and then these 18 ribs will slide out and you can replace them. It's very quick and easy. But that's a very important thing as well. These have to grip the sidewall to make sure it rotates the sidewall without slipping a lot. Now, one other important factor that is important, but not on the top 3, is that this arm actuates outward, as you see there, to meet the internal edge of every sidewall. Ideally, you want the blade to actuate out first and start its incision into the bead before these 2 diffusers actuate out and start contacting and rubbing up against the bead. Why do you want that? Because you want that incision to create the pathway for all the individual steel bead wires to slip out of the rest of the sidewall. These diffusers are there to push the rubber away and allow the individual bead wires to slip in between the diffusers. They create a massive amount of resistance, so you want those to engage to the sidewall last. You always want the blade to engage first, diffusers second. To do that, if you go down to the bottom of the machine, there's a pancake air cylinder with flow control valves that you can twist. We ship every machine out to a factory setting, but you do have an opportunity to make that adjustment yourself if you feel it's necessary. And so you want this arm to actuate slow, but you want this cylinder to actuate the blade out fast. So you want to see the blade come out first, and then the arm slowly comes out and engages against the sidewall. If you have any questions, you can visit our website at www.eaeco.com or shoot us an email at support@eaeco.com. Thanks for watching.